What's going on out there, everybody? Rooster here in Tennessee, looking at the Johnson Viking Ranger, and this is one of three that I have. I just came upon this one the other day. A good local friend of mine went and picked it up around Bristol, Tennessee. He met another gentleman up there that had a Collins receiver and had this transmitter, this Viking Ranger, and I got the Ranger and he got the transmitter. This one's in really nice shape. Does have a imperfection down here in the lower right, you can see, but on the inside it's just as nice as the other two that I have. Outside, even though it's super nice, it's not quite as in good a shape as the other two that I own, but it is in good working order. When I first got it, this auxiliary coupling knob right here was seized up. It wouldn't move at all, and after talking to some nice ham operators and some nice gentlemen, they guided me to use some break-free CLP, commonly used to clean weapons and stuff with. I sprayed it on the inside, on the shaft, where it goes into the bushing and everything. And yesterday, all throughout the day, I was coming down here working this knob, trying to get it to break free, just gently torquing on the knob back and forth. And it wouldn't go anywhere, wouldn't budge. And then late last night, it seemed like it started to feel like it was going to move a little bit. It was just barely moving, just a little bit side to side, but was enough to give me some hope on it. And eventually, boom, broke free, and this thing's working like a dang charm. If you don't know much about these, they're not a standard CB radio, obviously. They're transmit only. They don't have a receiver built in them, so all this thing does is transmit. You have to have a separate receiver for it. Pretty neat, I think. You know, it's no different than like a set of Brownings that are receive and transmit, except the Brownings do a good bit less power. But same concept, just it transmits, and you have a separate receiver for it. And you have a relay sitting outside that will kill the receive to your receiver when you key this thing down, or you can manually switch your receiver back and forth between send and receive. Now, interesting down here, band selector 160 through 11 meters. That's right, 11 meters used to be part of the ham band. So when this thing came out, it and even the bigger transmitters that did 500, up to 1,000 watts peak would have 11 meters installed in them. Okay, so why power is outlawed on 11 meters today when it wasn't back then is beyond me. But used to, you had to have your ham license to even talk on 11 meters, and this thing was released with it built in. 1950s to early 1960s is when these are made, and just a really nice piece of equipment. I've got a soft spot for these things. You will never see me, no offense, run a set of Brownings or run a Tram. I've owned them. I've owned every model that you can think of. No offense to people that do like them. But the ones I had spent more time in the shop than they did on the air. So I stepped away from those. Even the ones that have been rebuilt, completely redone, ended up having failures within a year of me running them. So, excuse me. No offense to anybody that likes Trams or Brownings. I don't. I've got a soft spot for these things, these Rangers. I like the Yaesu 101 series radios. I've got a real soft spot for them. But other than that, I don't mess with a whole lot of vintage stuff. But I do love these Ranger transmitters. They've got a distinct sound, and I just like the way they perform. Now down there, you'll see that relay that's sitting next to those two tubes. That's not factory. Does not come with those. Does not come with that, rather. It's in between those three tubes. I'll just kind of point it out right here. Right there. That's the push-to-talk relay. When these things come out, you had to switch. When you wanted to talk, you had to go over to phone, which is AM. And then you wouldn't have to key your mic or anything. You used to have a regular microphone that doesn't even have push-to-talk. This key bar is a push-to-talk. But then you could go ahead and start speaking into the mic. It would start modulating. And when you were done talking, you go to standby and you're done. This one has the push-to-talk, so you can just leave it in the phone position and key up your D104 or whatever you've got. Test, 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 audio, test, test, audio, test, test, audio, audio test, 1, 2, 1, 2. About 30 watts average back there. And we've got our drive control down about 9 o'clock. Now this thing will go up to 50 or 60 watts average power and get close to 200 watts peak. I don't recommend running one like that, but it'll get up and go. And the way these things run, whatever they key down average is basically what they modulate. They'll pull forward a little bit, or they'll pull backward a little bit, or they'll just stand still. But that's the way they run. Anyway, I just wanted to do a video of this thing before I got it out of the way. Here it's on my test table. I had it taken apart, getting that knob freed up yesterday, and I got to put this thing back together, which is a chore in itself. Putting one of these together, they're kind of aggravating. They've got 3 long bolts that go through the back of the cabinet. You have to line them up just right, and then they've got 8 other screws that go in there. I've just got this little frequency counter sitting on top here just to show what frequency it was on. But shout out to Mr. Clean for picking this thing up for me. I appreciate him going and getting it. He was going and getting something of his own anyway, but he didn't have to get this thing for me, and I appreciate him. I appreciate the guys that gave me some input on how to get that knob unstuck. Bunch of nice gentlemen helped me out there, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm not very experienced on the inside of these at all. Far from it. There's some experts out here on YouTube on them. D-Lab Terry is one of the best. If you guys don't know him, his YouTube channel is I think it's just D-Lab, I'm not sure, but he's an expert on these, and seems to be a super nice guy. That's it, guys. Just want to get this thing, do a little video before I got out of the way. This is one of 3 of these that I have, and heck, I don't know, I may even buy a 4th if the right one comes along. Probably be buying some parts ones from here on out though, just to have the transformers and stuff like that out of. Alright, hope you guys enjoy. Questions, comments, complaints, let me know. Shoot me a text, 423-299-3535. Rooster in Tennessee. See you, bye.